Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Mike, when you're playing a quarterback like Josh Allen, what do you have to be mindful of, whether it's rush lane or trying to tackle a guy that big?
Well, I think you said both of them, man. You know, rush lane integrity, you know, for the D-line, for the front. And I think that's really big, you know, guys that staying in their lane so you don't create any gaps, any holes. But also, you know, just bringing them down. You know, everybody know he's a big, tall lumberjack guy, you know, so you got to, you know, have all 11 guys to the ball, all 11 hats, you know, try to bring him down. You know, he was the MVP for a reason last year, so you know we got our hands full this week, and you know we're looking forward to the challenge.
With a running back like James Cook, what do you kind of have to be mindful of there?
Man, listen, like gap integrity right there. You know, he's best running back in the league right now, #1 offensive rushing team. You know, so got our hands full with that also. You know, so you know we got to play sound football. You know, have some gap integrity and. You know, execute our calls, our game plan, and you know, all 11 hats to the ball.
You've been doing this a long time, but I mean that's a unique game for you that you came out of. Just how was the texts and calls for friends and family? Like how much?
Oh man, it was crazy. It was insane, man. Give all my thanks and glory to God first. You know, without him and this opportunity wouldn't even be happening. But you know, just cashing in on these opportunities and waiting for. You know, the next one, or just being ready for whenever your number is called, man, you know. So, you know, I was very blessed to be in that position to, even execute like that. So, you know, that was a cool feeling. It was an awesome feeling. And, you know, now I'm ready to roll for, the next challenge.
When the ball's up in the air, does your mind race? Do you have thoughts?
Oh, man,
don't drop it?
It's definitely some of that, but it was like slow motion, seeing that ball in the air. You see the ball, you see the lights, and you're just like, man, don't let this fall through my hands, man, you know. So, you know, as soon as I secured it, you know, I felt the grip on the ball. You know, I just had to make sure I had to secure it high and tight, make sure coach don't get on me about the having loose and reckless ball on handling skills. So high and tight was the thing, man. And, you know, got a little 5 or 6 yards, tried to do a little something with that. But, you know, it was tackled very quick, but, you know, very happy, you know, the outcome.
You remember seeing the end zone? Like you're looking.
Man, I remember running to the end zone after I was tackled, which had me tired. But, you know, that was an awesome feeling, man. You know, it was just 11 guys, 11 guys just hunting, just effortless to the ball, just, that we pride ourselves every day on defense. So on running the ball, we do our drills, beginning of practice, running to the ball and, just tips and overthrows, running to the ball, hustling. And I was, blessed and gifted with the interception, man.
Mike, I think you said the other day that you'd never had any interception at any level before. Yeah. So 2 things with that. If upon further review, have you discovered one that you didn't remember?
No, man. I really just remember all the scooping scores I had in college, man. High school, I had a scooping score. Unless you got some information or some intel, I don't know, man. I don't remember no interception, man.
So obviously the whole key to that is that you do practice thinking that way because you've just never really been in that position before. Yeah. And again, you don't dream of an interception, do you?
Well, I mean, you dream of just making plays, visualizing, usually it's not interceptions, it's more so like getting off the ball or, making moves, second quarterbacks. But, that was just one of those ones you saw. That was just like when you're a kid and you just playing pop football. You just, somebody yell out 1,500 or 1,000 and you just trying to catch the ball to get the most points, man. So, that's all that was, man. That was awesome.
Were you able to get the ball?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I came back today and, saw the ball in my locker and I put a smile on my face.
What were you doing with it?
Man, I'm probably going to just put it in my trophy case or let my parents put it up in their basement, right next to all my high school trophies, college trophies, They'll make better use for it, than me.
They try to interrupt you. Do they write like Mike Danna, INT on it? Is there something like they put it away to keep track of it?
Well, I didn't give it that descriptive of a look, but now that you said that, I think I'm gonna take a silver Sharpie and just in case I forget down the road what this ball is for, man. I'm gonna just put INT first one.
You guys are a little slow start, right? But that's kind of your MO. It seems like the Spags defense maybe a little bit of counterpuncher. You gotta see what they're doing, and then you guys react, and you've done a really nice job.
Yeah. We pride ourselves on ball, finishing drives. Sometimes, it's not how you start, it's about how you finish. And, in that case, man, of course you want to throw the first punch, but sometimes the game doesn't work out like that. Offenses are pulling out their best plays usually in the first game, scheme plays, first 15 plays, and you just got to weather the storm, man. Everybody got to be calm, understand that it's going to be ups and downs in the games, man. It's part of the game. That's just a game of football. Nothing's ever perfect, but as long as you got 11 guys, 11 individuals trying to get to that ball and make plays, do their assignments, and I mean that's all you really can ask for, man.
Mike, on that note, Spags defenses have been known to get better in the season. How much better can you guys be?
Oh man, we can always each week, man. We're constantly trying to improve, get better at the fundamentals, the techniques, whatever it is, whatever game plan, Coach Spags give us, we want to execute it to, the best to, come Sunday or Monday, whenever we play, but, it's about weeks of preparation, so we take that very serious, practicing with a purpose, so, it's always room for improvement, it's never the moment, you feel like you're good, you get complacent, and we don't want to take our foot off the gas pedal, we don't have no time for no room for that.
Mike, to this point, why do you think this defense has contained some of the premier running backs so far?
Well, I mean, it's about having trust in, all 11 guys, your guys, next to you. It's just about holding yourself accountable, having some gap integrity. Everybody has a job on this defense. Everybody has a job on all three phases, man. Really, and we're expected to, meet our expectations, if not exceed expectations. And it's not an easy job containing, some of these rush attacks, but. As long as, you got 11 guys that's, playing with their hearts on fire, legs on fire, then, you got 11 heads to the ball, I'm sure, you can contain it as best as you can,
Last two, go ahead, Zach, and then.
Mike, how comfortable do you feel playing on the inside compared to outside?
Man, I feel comfortable, man. I've done it, since college, collegiate days, here in my career in the NFL, man. So wherever, I'm needed is how I look at it. Whatever is going to help the team, help the D-line, I'm all for it. So if it means me going down there whenever my number's called, I'll be ready. And, I look at it, same opportunity I look at it as when I go out there for a defensive end, It's another opportunity to get on that field and, it's something, you want to play for. And, that's how I look at it.
Mike, when you go into a place like Buffalo, that hostile, what type of mentality do you have to build up that week and have when you're out there?
Yeah, it's a hostile environment, but, the game is won between the white lines. Try not to, when we get in these, hostile environments, you kind of tune out the crowd, try to, do your best to focus on what's happening between the white lines because that's what, ultimately it matters at the results of the game, So, all of us, knows Buffalo's a hostile environment going there last year, then even having a playoff game there, like the crowd gets crazy, the energy in there gets loud. Like, man, I had my fair share of moments. I looked around and I'm like, wow, this is, a crazy stadium. But, we're excited to go there. It's a challenge for us and, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you, guys.